now. Yeah.
Mm. It is
So
correct.
yeah, I really need to. No, I really need to because it's part of, you know, I need to make myself, neat, especially when facing customers. But sometimes being I mean I'm quite exhausted, especially today. I felt so exhausted due to many tasks that I really have to make.
Mm.
Okay. And I was able to finish it, but there's still many tasks that I'll be making tomorrow and next day. Yeah, so always busy. But
Yeah.
anyway, my friend, have you
But you
eaten
have
your
some
dinner?
with this new haircut.
Yeah, I really need to. Actually, I didn't tell my wife that I'm going to have a haircut. So, I just since I went outside to buy some materials, I passed by a barber shop. Yeah,
Barber shop.
yeah, because I don't go to those expensive one because it's how much does it cost? Probably $1 per.
One
Yeah,
dollar.
just $1. Yeah, it's just $1
Is
haircut.
that cheap?
Yes.
Oh.
It's just $1 haircut here in the Philippines. So as long yeah, you have $1, so I mean you can have a haircut. So
It cost me about, let me see. It cost me only haircut, not about
mhm,
the perm or about perm or dyeing. Only haircut.
mhm.
It every time it cost me about, let me see, $60. $60.
Really, just a haircut. It's quite expensive. Like, you go to the mall, right? You go to expensive
No,
salon.
hello, hair salon.
Yeah, I think most of the girls, most compared to boys, if we are talking about the cost of I mean the cost of cutting hair, it's more expensive. I mean the woman, okay, is much expensive compared to men. Man's haircut. I don't know why,
Yeah, it
because
makes sense.
it's
They
kind of
must pay
complicated
much attention
sometimes.
to their appearance.
Yeah, because before they cut your hair, they really have to observe if the hair or that kind of size of hair is good or perfectly fit
Oh, is it
according
in
to
good
the face of
condition?
according to the shape of your face, right?
Yeah,
But like for boys, we can just pick. I want that. I want that. Yeah. So it's just so simple. So the barber just basically
yeah,
do
because
what we
boys, you
choose.
only have short hair,
Short
but for
hair. Yeah.
women, we
They
have
just have
long
to trim
hair,
it.
medium hair. uh,
Absolutely.
we
That's
have,
right.
we can make many styles with our hair.
Yeah. That's why most of the women they call it crowning glory. Crowning glory because without a hair you cannot, I mean, without making your hair, your day is not complete. I guess so. You cannot even go out, right? Could you
Yeah,
go out having a
yeah.
messy hair? You
Mm,
can't, right? So you have to make sure that you fix your hair before going out,
yeah.
right?
I agree. Yeah.
Yeah. So you need to, but there are some girls that are not really focused into it. Like, I mean, they're not making it seriously, right?
Mm,
But there are some.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I don't make it seriously too, but sometimes I think that
You have to, right?
no,
Yeah.
that's a it's not compulsory, but I just made some simple treatment
Mm-hmm.
using
Okay.
oil or gel. That's all.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So I mean, you're not those kind of women that do a lot of things to their
I'm
hair,
in the middle,
right?
I'm in the middle. Not
I
really
know.
stressed, but not ignored, but not ignored.
So you
In,
spend too much from
in
your. Do you spend too much? How many times do you cut your hair in a month or in a year? Let's
hmm,
say that in a year.
only cutting hair once a month. But for perm or
Yeah,
dyeing, perm or dyeing, once every 3 months.
once every 3 months because it's not healthy, right? To have
Hmm.
it every week. Okay, so it will kill your, it will kill your hair.
If
Mm-hmm.
your hair after perm or after perm
Mm-hmm.
or dyeing, after perming
Yeah.
or dyeing, you have to use conditioner or something to
Mm-hmm.
make sure that your hair will keep the good will be in kept in good
Mm-hmm.
condition.
Yeah, absolutely. So anyway, thank you so much. That's a good short talk. Okay. So right now, actually, I found a good lesson that we can talk
Mm,
about, and I have discussed this with a previous student as well.
mm,
And this would be very helpful because I know that you haven't noticed this. You are an HR manager, and I know that this one thing you probably need this. Okay. Okay. Yeah.
okay.
So that's why we should focus on this. If you have an experience, if you already have many experiences, focus on what you have learned from those experiences. Yes. Example. Basically, as what the article stated, we will be using verbs. Okay.
Yes.
Action words. So I
Action verb.
managed. Okay. Example. I taught English to Chinese people for
Mm,
5 years. Okay, for 5 years where I develop blah 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 blah. So that
yeah.
means the experience, the job description, and the development that you've learned from that job. Yeah, because again, I've failed so many job interviews before. How about you? Were there a time in your life like where you went to an interview and you always pass?
Not really. Of course, if I
Mm-hmm.
always pass, I'm genius.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, yeah, continue.
Yes, but I agree with what you said. We should use action verb. I also has experience too. Um, it's, especially when I am frustrated.
Okay,
Uh,
that's quite
okay.
challenging.
Yeah,
Mhm.
when we make resume, we will refer to many sample
Okay,
many
absolutely.
sample on the Google on the internet.
Hmm.
But also when they also use many I mean the catchy words, but not
Okay.
action words. Catchy words, but not
Yes,
action
that's
words.
right. Hmm.
Yeah,
Because you're a fresh graduate, you don't have the experience yet,
don't have
right?
experience.
It's just like you are making yourself highlight compared to the other candidates as well.
Yeah.
Because remember that it's not about the school that you've been to. Maybe
Mm,
it's a plus, but again, it's not totally a requirement for if that company
yeah.
is really looking for a change.
Yeah.
Yeah, really looking for the best employee in their that they will be hiring, right? So again, for me, educational background is not really necessary. Okay, it's because there's what we call first impression last. Even that person or even that applicant came from a big university, but cannot do the job well. What's the
That's
sense,
right.
right?
That's right.
Right?
Uh,
Again, diploma doesn't define how good you are,
yes.
right?
Uh, uh, can you scroll down? Can you scroll up the article?
Okay, okay.
Yes. Okay. I agree with this. Yes. The recruiter spent only a short time to review
7 seconds.
only about
Absolutely.
seconds. This one I agree. So I believe that the resume we only have chance only in about 7 seconds. So we need to they don't have time. They will I mean that they will much
Mm.
they will see the main point only.
Okay, the
No,
objectives. Mm-hmm.
yes. So I don't know if it will work with other people, but for my resume, I will put the number, the data, and the number along with the action words to
Yes, absolutely.
to prove and to make my words more to prove what I've done. It,
Mm-hmm. Yes, that's right. So maybe example for those who are not, I mean, who doesn't have experience. Yeah, like
experience.
fresh graduate employee, okay, fresh graduate from college, and if they are trying to apply for a job, I think they will only focus on what they learn from college
Mm,
because they don't have the experience yet. But the best thing that they could apply, okay, the learning that they could apply to the
yes,
company, right?
yeah,
So they cannot imagine that they could do the job like this because they had previous jobs. No, because the fact that they just finished college, right?
yeah,
So of course they just really need to focus on the things that they've learned way back when they studied in the university. So
yeah.
that's
If the
again.
job, that
Hmm.
job is, if that job they are looking for, they also welcome. If that
Hmm.
job also welcome fresh graduate
Yeah,
people, I believe that they are not. They don't focus much on experience, but they
yeah,
focus on the attitude and the willingness to challenge.
willingness,
Not to
yes.
challenge, but to studying new things.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
So remember the my friend, I wasn't able to finish college yet. Okay?
Mm. I
So
know. I know
that's
that.
the challenging part. It's the challenging part. How could I convince the interviewer or the company that they should hire me? Okay? Having no well experience compared to, or maybe I could say I don't have that experience, I don't have the diploma that I could sell to my interviewer, to the company that I am applying to. So the challenging part is that I just really show how interested I am and open I am for
Yeah.
challenges and trainings, right?
Oh yes.
Because again, if they could see that you are really interested, that means you are willing to learn, right? So remember, small things, big things came from small things, right? There's no big company that started from a big company immediately. They started
Yeah.
from a small company until they became bigger. So it's the same thing with a person. We learned from our nursery until we finish college, right? So
Yeah.
there's what we call process of development, right? Process of development, and learning doesn't stop, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you couldn't also say that though you have the experience already and that's it. No, right? You are applying for a job because you still want to learn more,
Yeah.
right? You still want to learn more. So you should be an open-minded person,
Yeah.
right? For learning opportunities. Now, my question to you: what are you really looking for? I mean, of course, you've been to different companies
Yeah.
with the same with the same department, right? The same department?
Not really,
No,
not
not
really. Yeah, yeah. I have been to many position. Yeah,
okay,
not the
but
same
not
position.
the same department like HR department.
HR department. Yeah. Before that, I worked as a consultant, investment consultant.
Mm,
After that, I worked a translator, Japanese translator, and interpreter.
wow.
So a customer service, and now I work in the HR department. But I want to be I don't want to be the same position. I believe that when you
Mhm.
challenge to many position, every position will give you a chance to study new things, and many new things that will become your that your own things, and you
Mhm.
will be multitask. You will be handle many different tasks. I don't
Yes.
want to be specialized in uh, I don't want to be specialized or spend too much years doing the same thing. So
Mhm.
I want to be multitask. Can be handle many things.
Mhm.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, so that means that you are yeah, you are a flexible person, you're an open-minded one,
I
right?
will.
You're an
I will be
open-minded one.
flexible.
Yeah,
I can.
because
Yeah. Mm,
and from the previous jobs that you went to, okay? You went to. What are the things that you've learned? Just give me one thing. The
uh,
biggest thing that you've learned from the
yeah.
previous job.
I think
Mhm.
that is a dealing with people. The most thing
Mhm.
that I learned from my previous jobs is how to deal with people. I have when I was in the consultant, when I worked as a investment consultant, I learned how to deal. I had to deal with my client,
Okay.
foreign clients. Uh, when I work interpreter and customer service also, you know how to deal
Mm-hmm.
with people, the communication skill, uh,
Okay.
the way you look at the issue, the way you look at the
Yes, that's right.
issue, way
Yes.
you find the solution. I think
Yeah.
that's what I learned from my reverse job.
Okay. That's the biggest thing you've learned.
Um, and maybe thanks to that,
Mm-hmm.
I when I interview for this current job, I also mentioned about that skill when I interview, when I was in the interview.
Okay.
Um,
Okay. So that means so you are showing to them that you are suitable to that position, right?
flexible and suitable for this position. For that,
Mm-hmm.
uh,
Yes. Because again, that's what they really want, of course. We
mm,
really want, right? Um, interviewing a person is not an easy job, right?
yeah,